Welcome back to Hong Kong for more watch shopping, starting with an Omega museum. This was the first one from the museum line, which is not always very well publicized and a bit forgotten and sometimes misunderstood. This one is a very cool pilot watch in a 40mm steel. Inside you have a rugged caliber 2200. It's an ETA base pre-coaxial. The bezel is nicely knurled and it will operate some sort of inner bezel, so pretty cool construction as well. And it trades at a very low price, low $2,000. You can't really lose on this. They made many of them, unfortunately more than 4,000 in this configuration, then some more in more adorned configurations. But at the price, what else can you get? Well, for example, you can get one of the early generation Tudor black base, still cool with the smiley face, but those two don't really go anywhere in the market. And neither now does the bronze, the boutique edition. Very cool watch. This is the best price I've seen for one of those, 25,000 Hong Kong dollar. That's quite a bit off from the retail. Same thing for the Pelagos FXD, very cool watch. But again, it's available now in every shop, and they come up with other versions. It doesn't change the fact that those watches are very, very cool and might appreciate in the future. Transport yourself, 30 years in the future, perhaps. The two-tone and even sometimes the steel with the white dial Sky Dwellers are coming off back to retail levels. Now this one, this Omega de Ville rattrapante, split second, 41mm by 15. Imagine if they were doing that right now. It would be really crazy in the market. People would love this, and yet this one is totally forgotten. Pretty cool. It's a bit quirky, that's true, but it doesn't really go anywhere in the market either. Here we have cool-looking Frank Muller. It's not going to be a very high-quality chronograph, but it's probably going to be quite rugged. Of course, when you are in Hong Kong, you find many very cool vintage pieces from the Rolex line. Here is a Sea Dweller, very highly prized by their owners, and something a bit less expensive next to it. 1680 might be the best buy in the market still compared to everything else. Get some older Explorer type Rolex as well. Now this one was a very rare find by P&F Times, the name of this shop. This one is already sold. It's a CPCP, Cartier Privé collection. This one is the tank. I think it's called a basculante, so you can turn around the display, a bit like a reverso, but in a reversed way. Of course, inside you have a great movement, but it's not like it's going to be very reliable forever. So be warned about Cartier that eventually service costs are going to be creeping up. They're not really water resistant pieces. Now if you like this yellow gold black dial Date 8, how about upping the antes with the rose gold version? Man, that looks so creamy delicious. I love it. A bit of the Patek watches that in the past would cost very little, and now the prices have shot up crazy for all of them. We'll see how long that market can sustain such prices. Now here's an interesting first gen overseas, and this one has what they call a tropical dial, completely ruined dial, as the brand would call it, and would probably need a redial. Here is a Snoopy. You don't see them very often. I always like to show you a few nice vintage. I love those dials. And this GMT, you've seen it before. It's still there with that cool pink hue. Who knows what's original? Who knows what is not? That one looks quite original. And some Date 8s, white dial, green dial. I always love to show these. They look really cool. Now, when it comes to Milgauss, they're not going anywhere either. Everybody's got a bit tired of the whole narrative. It is continued, replaced. We know there's another one, but these days I really prefer the non-GVs, the one on the right here, the black dial and the white dials. I like them with the regular crystal. Near retail prices, as I said, for the Sky Dweller And for the very cool champagne dial OP, well below retail here now for the 36 millimeter two-tone Explorer. Yeah, nobody's really loving that watch yet. We have to see in the future where it goes. I'm sharing a few more prices here with Rolex, but yeah, there's so many of them available. I mean, frankly, it's a bit sometimes the overload when you go shopping like this and you see so many of them. You come out thinking, well, they all pretty much looks the same. The price is not really going anywhere. So let's have a look at those binoculars. And yeah, I was tempted to go into that shop, maybe for the binoculars, maybe just to have a chat with that lovely lady there. We love this dial. Looks all original. The hands have a different fade than the indices, which is not abnormal, I think, but maybe the specialist will chime in. Unusual dial for this Tudor date day. This is the logo dial. Looks quite all right. And actually, this shop had a lot of these. You know, I have a bit of a passion thing for those. I've already picked up 3 of them. I have this one among many others. As you can see, you can still find them in Hong Kong below the 20,000 Hong Kong price level. Now, some very cool Submariners. This one looks delicious. Oh my God. Tudor, they running the ETA movements back then. But then again, that'll be very easy to service. Nice IWC. Some cool Omega Seamasters from yesteryear. Yeah, you find some quirky pieces, and yeah, it's true. I have a lot of focus on the Rolex pieces sometimes because they're the one that yeah you find the most, and but there are also some cool quirky original pieces. They're coming up the 30 dial, which are still, I think, undervalued. Maybe at the right price, and a very cool piece. Had a quick look at the Mont Blanc there, very short, sorry. And yeah, this is the shop where I found these latest ones. Some unusual Seiko dials. I don't know, maybe it was for the Thai market, maybe the Southeast Asian market. So there you can find that. I mean, I was in the Yomate near to take those pictures. Always some cool, quirky Omegas as well, and some vintage Breitlings. Oh, the Rolex shops are just a museum now. This is one of them. The full gold, new GMT. It's cool, but yeah, whatever. Cool quartz, Skywalker. Yeah, don't see them often. That's something from Japan. Beams. It's a Japanese retailer. It's funny. It looks like a Daytona, but it's not a chronograph. I don't know what they were aiming at with this one. More very low prices. I mean, regular prices for the Skydweller. It's a big watch, and the two tones and the white dials are the first ones that people try to resell. No premium on those anymore. I really like those Eye of the Tiger type of GMTs. This one looks like the bezel went a bit blue. So there you go. I hope you've enjoyed this little tour once again of the current watches on display in the Hong Kong windows. Bye bye, guys.